Okay, we're doing a fluid change on the rear axle on my 2002 C5 Corvette. First thing you want is right here is your fill plug on the back side of the differential housing. First thing you want to do before you start to do your oil change is make sure that this plug is going to come loose from there. You don't want to not be able to fill the fluid up after you drained it. And I found that I can take my ratchet and put it in there with the 10 millimeter Allen socket on it. And all I do is just squeeze between here and the sway bar to bust it loose. And it came loose really easy. So no problem at all there. Now the drain plug is just ahead of this cross member where your transmission mounts. In between it and the transmission and the leaf spring for the rear axle. And it takes the same 10 millimeter Allen socket to fit in there to take it off. Now for my drain pan for the rear end lube, I got a diesel truck and I've got a bunch of these old Diff jugs laying around. I just cut the top off of it. It holds over 2 gallons, so there's plenty of capacity to catch the gear lube. There's only less than 2 quarts up in there. Pop that loose, came loose real easy. And slide my drain pan over here under it. I put some gloves on because this old fluid coming out of here is very nasty stuff. And I'm probably going to make a mess even though I'm trying not to. And actually, my fluid coming out of here doesn't look that bad, so it may have been changed not too long ago. The other thing that'll help drain the fluid out is if you take the fill plug loose, it lets air flow into it so that the fluid will flow freely. And you'll want to make sure that you have this seal, little ring seal on there, on your plug. And after that fluid is drained out pretty well, I'm going to put the plug back in it, tighten it up. I believe the torque spec is 26 foot-pounds. And then you want to go about getting your new fluid put in. Put our plug back in. Thread it up in there. Move our drain bucket a little out of the way. Wipe this down a little bit. Get some of that grease off of the fluid off there so it's not dripping. And that's it for draining. Now I'm going to try and fill this from the bottle. If I can't get enough in there, I may have to use my fluid pump, but it's a lot of hassle putting it all together and then having to clean it up afterwards. I'm going to try and squeeze it in from this bottle. The fluid I'm using is a NAPA brand, but it's made by Valvoline, and it already has the friction modifier in the fluid already from without having to buy a separate bottle of it. Yeah, there's a little bit left in there. I'm going to swap to the other bottle, and I may have to pour some from one bottle into the other to get it all in there. And after filling it up, the fluid just barely running out of the bottom of the hole. I'm going to wipe this down a little bit. Our plug is nice and clean. The gasket's on there. The little tag that says limited slip is on there. I'll put the plug back in the hole. And that's it. It's all done deal. One of the more simple maintenance things you can do on your car. It sounds like a difficult process, but it's pretty easy. They've made it easy on a Corvette. Some engineer had his head screwed on straight when they did this. And this has to be fluid that has been changed before, because usually it comes out of there looking milky, nasty, cruddy, and this is actually relatively clean. Looks like it's relatively recently done. I've only had the car for a few months, so I didn't know. I've been having a little bit of noise coming from back here, and I'm hoping this is going to fix it. But that's all there is to the differential fluid change.